quickly. And
This
so
meeting is being recorded.
Good. And to also welcome the ones who will be watching on YouTube, and I hope they subscribe. Okay, so in Naletato, we had already discussed gap principles. Mukhumus, I don't know if you will be writing on gap principles, or should we skip 1.1?
No, we're not doing it.
You're not doing it. Okay. But Tato, I'm sure you are sorted because I did explain quite a lot of things. And we did it twice in 2 question papers already. Okay, so 1.2, it will calculate the correct bank account balance for the month ended 30 June 2018. State whether this is a debit or a credit balance. Okay, so let's talk about credits and debits. You know, when it comes to the bank account, between debit and credit, which one is favorable and which one is unfavorable?
Credit is unfavorable, debit is favorable.
You're saying debit is
Debit is
favorable.
favorable and credit is unfavorable.
Exactly. Exactly how you said it. What you just said, that's facts, okay? So debit is favorable and credit is unfavorable. Why? Does anybody have any reason why?
Because on the debit side, we add, and on the credit side, we subtract.
You know, so basically our reason is because bank account is an asset. Our bank account is an asset. Remember, the assets we have bank, we have trading stock, we have petty cash, we have all these other assets. But bank is one of our assets. And each and every asset, no matter if it's current or non-current, no matter what asset it is, every asset increases on the debit side and decreases on the credit side, right?
Yeah.
So when our balance is favorable, it's a debit, and when it's unfavorable, it's a credit. Okay, good. And then 1.3 says prepare the bank reconciliation statement on the 30th of June 2018. Right. So let's try to calculate the correct bank account. Okay, so today I'm not writing with my finger and writing things that you guys cannot see because I'm using my computer. So I'm going to be using Word document to do the memo. Hopefully you guys see better. Tell me after class how you feel about having the class with my computer. We have more of them. Anyways, 1.2. Calculating bank account. So where I can't go to the question paper now quickly. Okay. Let's look at the information that was given. But now let's focus on 1.2. Information A, rebalances or totals for June 2018. Okay, and then it says debit balance as per bank account. Ghana debit balance, is it favorable or unfavorable?
Favorable.
Favorable, right? Because it's an asset, assets increase on the debit side. So that's where we start. At the beginning of the month, we had 35,700 in the bank account. So we start with that 35,700. 35,700. Can you guys see? Or should I increase my font? Let me increase it to like a 14 or something. That's a bit slow. Had you okay, yeah, 14, but not 11. Okay, It's sorted. It went back to 11. Wow. 35,700. I'm sure you guys can see better. That's where we
I
start
can't
with the
see.
35,000. You can't see. Do you see now the memo?
No, it only shows the question paper.
Mm.
Oh, it only shows the question paper. All
Yes.
right. All right. Let's show everything. Let me stop sharing and reshare. I'm so sorry about that. Kishore, you guys have been seeing the memo. Here's the technology. Another thing. Microsoft Edge tab. I want to select all of them though. Why? Okay. Please tell me, guys, if you can see the memo now. Can you see the memo?
Yes.
On Word. Can you see the question paper? Good.
Yes.
Okay. Anyways, there's the 35,700, and like I said, we are going to be starting with it because each in the bank account at the beginning of the month we have 35,700 on the 1st of June 2018, and then honale credit balances per bank statement is unknown, and then we have provisional cash receipts journal total, and then we have provisional cash payment journal. The cash receipts journal, are they going to be a plus or a minus on our bank account? Obviously, cash receipts journals, it means
They're
we
gonna
received
be a
late, and we have,
Yes.
it's going to be a plus because we received money. Okay, so we are going to have plus. I'm sorry about it. Plus 26,000. Is it 26,900? Because it's cash receipts journal, we received money, and then we have provisional cash payments journal. Obviously, we made payments, money went out of our bank account, so it's a minus 24,600. So minus 24,600. So here are 3 easy marks, honestly. Let's be honest. This is 3 marks Yamahala that we should get on Thursday and Friday when bank reconciliation is high. And then information B, a comparison of the bank account of the business with the bank statement. So when we were comparing the records internally, wait, why do we do the bank reconciliations? Please type it in the chat box for me, so that you can type it in the chat box, so that people don't hear all our business. Why do we do bank reconciliations? Let's say, I tell you guys don't have gap principles. So the first 1.1 question, if they ask why do we do bank reconciliations? Tomorrow, what are you guys gonna say? Is anybody busy sending me a text? Okay, I hope everybody has the notebook so that we can discuss reasons why we prepare the bank reconciliation statement, and I'm gonna try to type them. Where should I type them? Okay, for the meantime, I'm just gonna type them here. We do bank reconciliations, number 1, to track cash flow. To track cash flow, right? We want to track our money. We want to see where we spent our money. How much were bank charges, how much was paid for this and that. And then reason number 2, we want to detect fraud.
And accounting
We want
errors.
to detect fraud and bank errors, right? And bank errors. Thank you. Right. So this is the reason why. This is the reason why we prepare the bank reconciliation statement. People steal from the businesses in which they work in, you know, and also the bank data errors. When they charged you massive bank charges for whatever reason. So we want to track cash flow and we want to detect fraud and bank errors. And I'm certain, like I'm sure that this is a question they might ask, you know, for 2 marks or something. So I hope you have noted this. Let's remove it and focus on the required part of the question. Okay, this was 600. Good. Okay, so a comparison of the bank account and the business and the bank statement received from DBSA Bank revealed the following. So the bank statement included bank charges of 625 that were not recorded in the relevant journal. So between cash receipts journal and cash payment journal, the bank charges is in which journal? Let me see in the chat box so you can tell me. Cash payment, that I had somebody say cash payments, that person is right. So if something goes into the cash payments journals, obviously it decreases the money we have in the bank, and obviously it's a minus, right? So do we agree we're gonna minus 625? So
Yes.
minus 625, good. And then the bank statement showed an amount of 56,000 for a fixed deposit that matured on 28 June 2018. No entry was made in the relevant. So when a fixed deposit matures, in simple terms, if you made a fixed deposit and you made it for a year, for example, after that year it matures and the bank releases that fixed deposit and they put the money back into your bank account. Guys, I'm so sorry, there's some of my housemates making noise outside and they're speaking a language I don't hear. They're speaking Venda. So I don't know what they're arguing about, but I'm sorry about that. So when a fixed deposit matures, it means nako e ono file bank tšhelete ka yona. For example, you can make a fixed deposit and be like, I don't want to spend this money, I'm taking it to the bank for them to hold it for me. They give you interest for that. And if you gave it to them for 12 months, after 12 months, they take it back into your bank account. In accounting, you will never hear a statement, the money was sent back into your bank account, a fixed deposit was sent back into your bank account. That's not accounting knowledge. In accounting, it has matured, okay? It means it was sent back into your bank account. So is this a receipt? It's a receipt because Nereva file 56,000 as a fixed deposit, but now it has matured, which means they have sent it back into our bank account. If anybody has any questions, don't forget, you can always type them in the chat box and I will read it. So plus 56,000. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
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 One more yes. Yes. Thank you, Khumuti. Okay. And then we have a dishonored check of 1,280 that was received from a debtor in settlement of a debt of 1,350. So, and it was recorded on the bank statement only. So, why does a check dishonor? Why is a check dishonored?
The person
Because it bounced, the person did not have enough money, because that we have multiple reasons. You know, these are grade 10 questions, so I don't think a lot tomorrow and Friday. So who to a dishonored check of 1,280 received from a debtor in settlement of a debt of 1,350 was recorded on the bank statement only. So this person on a record 1,350. But we gave them a discount and they were only settling 1,280. However, the check was dishonored. So how are we going to record this? What happens when somebody gives us a check? When somebody gives us a check and they're like, okay, I'm paying you 1,280, you can go claim it in the bank. We take that check and then we record in our cash receipts journals. We record how we've received this money. But it happened when we went to the bank to collect the 1,280, the check bounced. So we have to remove that 1,280 because we didn't receive it. So we are going to minus 1,280. So we're going to record it like this. Minus 1,280. Does everybody understand?
Why minus 1,280 and not 1,200?
Yes, that's a good question. We are minusing 1,280 because we received a check 1,280. So for example, me, I always make example because I don't know, maybe I disrespect them. Okay, but let's say okay, let's not make an example things. Let's say we sell jeans, me and you, and then somebody owes us 500. And then when they owe us 500, we give them a discount when they pay us. We say, because you are settling your debt on time, you can pay us 460 offer discount there 40 rand. And then they write us a check, which will not happen in these days because the check had is a but for some weird reason in accounting we are still assigned on checks, but the check had is a okay. And then this person pays us with a check. They pay us 460. And then we record 460 in our cash receipts journal because we think we have received it, only for us to go to the bank and then the bank is like, the person who wrote you a check does not have money in the bank. So we have to go back. We can't minus 500 because we never received 500. In our bank account, we never recorded 500. We recorded the 400. So in this case as well, in our bank account, we never recorded 1,350 because even though I recorded 1,350, we had given them a discount and they only wrote a check for 1,280.
Okay.
We're good to move on from this one, right? Happy. Don't forget, or if you have any questions related to the question paper we're doing or any other questions, you can always type them in the chat box. Okay, the next one, Erin, check number 25 for 2,300 issued to the Melmoth Child Welfare is stale. I know what's a stale check. Does anybody want to tell me in the chat box what a stale check is? I see. What do they mean by dishonored? I'm so sorry, Tato, I didn't see your question on time. So before we go to stale, a dishonored check is, you know, back in the days, you probably don't really understand what is dishonored because now we do not have checks, you know. But yeah, a person would write you a check and then check it, you would go and collect chelete at their bank, right? But you know how people are. Well, sometimes they're being dishonest. Sometimes they really think they have money in the bank, but they don't. Somebody writes you a check for 1,000, but in their bank account, they only have 600. So the bank is unable to give you money. So that check is dishonored. It has to be cancelled. Sometimes a check is dishonored because banker is suspect of fraud. Maybe because they would check things like signature that's on the check and they would compare it with signature muto, you know, that they know. And if they suspect, because you can imagine check, I would steal your check and I would write Kiketa Wena and go to your bank and take your money, right? Because during those days, we don't need a password, no a PIN and all of that. I understand, or I use my finger to open my apps. We didn't have things such as apps, so it was easy for people to steal from people. So when a bank suspects or this handwriting is not Tato's handwriting, they dishonor that check and they don't release funds. So when a check is dishonored is when they are not releasing funds because of multiple reasons. The first reason, it could be insufficient funds. You know, for anything, even when you're swiping with your card and you're swiping something for 100 Rand, if you have 93 Rand, they don't just take the 93 Rand. It's insufficient funds, you can't make the payment. So the first reason could be insufficient funds. The second one could be because they suspect things such as fraud. The third reason could be because the check is stale. And that brings me to the question that I was asking you guys. What does it mean when a check is stale? Can somebody tell me in the chat box? Let me see if my chat box has messages. It doesn't. So I'm just going to explain what a check is. A stale check is a check if it delays 6 months. So for example, I write you a check in January the 1st. Ne? I write you a check and I'm like, okay, Mukhumuti, this is a check for 500, go and collect it at Capitec. And then you don't collect the check in January, February, March, April, May. In June, on the 1st, when the check is 6 months old, it has expired. In normal terms, it has expired. But in accounting terms, we don't use those lousy terms. We say it's stale. Do people understand what a stale check is?
Yes.
Somebody was kicked out of the meeting because of, I suspect, it's Tato.
It's Tato.
Yeah, Tato is struggling with network. Yeah, hi. Tato is using Rain network. So we'll repeat that. We'll repeat that when she bounces back into the meeting. However, a stale check is a check if it delays 6 months. Okay. After 6 months, you cannot claim a check. It's I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure if it's Tato or what, but I will have my phone on silent. Anyways, let's read the statement here now that we know what it means when a check is stale. So check number 5 for 2,300 issued to the Melmoth Child Welfare is stale. So it means we wrote it 6 months, and we were giving a donation to Melmoth Child Welfare, but they only claimed it after 6 months. So it's expired and they can't claim that check. Upon investigation, it was discovered that this check was never received for reasons associated with post or delivery. Oh, unfortunately, we sent this check by post or delivery and it was never delivered. Check number 82 was issued on 29 June 2018 as replacement. The check has not yet been presented to the bank.
Okay.
So this is what we're going to do. In summary, firstly, remote check. What do we do when we write a check? We minus that money from the business account. So it means we record it on the cash payment journal. So we minus 2.3. Guarantee that 2.3 is never going to be collected from the bank because the post never delivered the check. So what do we do with this 2.3? We add it back. We add it back because the check is stale, so it. Tato is trying to join the meeting. Let me admit her quickly before we move too along. Okay. Anyways, wrote a check for 2.3. When we wrote it, immediately when we wrote it, we minus this 2.3. We are minusing it in the cash payment journal because we have given it away. This 2.3 no longer belongs to us. We have given it to Melmoth Child Welfare. However, they never received the check, and so it's stale. It means it cannot be given to them anymore. So it still belongs to us. We have to add it back. So we are gonna add that 2,300. Do you understand why?
Yes, I understand.
Yes, you understand. Hello, Tato, welcome back. Oh, Tato is still connecting to audio, I believe. So she cannot really hear me. So, and then after we cancel this check, we issued another
Don't
check
we
on the
like
29th of June. Yeah.
don't we minus it first and then add the 2,300?
Do you know why I added first, Nene? Because what happened before, the first thing that happened, we received a check was stale, so the money was never delivered. So we have to add back that money. Because initially, Nerin said 2,300. Because I carry this money no longer belonged to us. We wrote a check. We are just waiting for them to collect it. We wrote a check from Melmoth to Melmoth Child Welfare. However, the check is stale, so we have to add back our money. It still belongs to us. It's still in our bank account. So we correct that.
Okay.
Yes. And then check number 82 was issued on the 29th of June 2018 as a replacement. The check has not yet been presented to the bank. And then Beringwala another check. So although this check has not been presented to the bank, as soon as Ringwala check, we are declaring that this money no longer belongs to us. We are giving permission to this specific entity to withdraw it. So we minus it already. So we are minusing 2.3 for the Tato, are you now connected to audio? No, Tato's internet is still bouncy and she was kicked out again, which is unfortunate because she's writing tomorrow. Oh my gosh. I hope she disconnects to that Wi-Fi and buys data. So do you understand? Do we understand stale check and understand how we correct the stale check?
Yes.
Good. And then a post-dated check number 41 for 5,870 was issued on 31 March 2018, but it's dated 31 July 2018 to pay for school fees of the owner's check. Firstly, this person is paying for school fees for their child. So it's drawings. And the check is post-dated. Kana what's a post-dated? Hello, Tato. Are you now connected? Can you hear me? You are on mute. Let me unmute you. I just want to ensure that you can hear me now. Hello. I'm not sure if Tato, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Are you fine now? Oh, okay, good, no problem. Okay, Utsile, so that I can re-explain what I was saying when your network was off. Oh, it's a problem. Anyways, a post-dated check. What's a post-dated check? The check was issued, for example, if I issue a check today, it's the 9th. You want a check, but my check is dated the 15th. So you will only be able to claim that money on the 15th. So it's dated a few dates. How do we account for a post-dated check? It was issued on the 31st of March, but dated 31 July 2018. We are not going to account for this money until the 31st of July 2018. So we are not going to have any record here because we are counting, remember, we are accounting for the 30th of June 2018. Let me highlight that. Right? And this check is dated for the 31st of July 2018. So it's a check for next month. We will account for it next month. Do you understand it?
Yes.
Good. And then number 53. Let me see if Tato is not trying to join. And okay. Hello Tato, where did we lose you? What should I repeat?
Everything, honestly.
Everything from
But
when?
because
We'll lose it.
recorded, I will watch it.
Oh, it's recorded, so you'll watch it. Thank you so much. But just to explain this one, I said a stale check is a check it was issued 6 months ago. In simple terms, it has expired. Okay, it has expired, but in accounting, they'll never say a check expired. What expires is food. It's stale.
Yes.
Right? And when a check is stale, cancel the funds. And so in this case, if you can see what we did here, we we added 2.3, right? Because when we write a check, it means money goes out of the business. So initially we had minus 2.3 because we were giving that money to the welfare. However, the check is stale, so it means the money still belongs to us. So we add 2.3 back, and then we wrote a second check for the 2.3. So we minused it again, but you will explain, you will understand in context when you do watch the recording.
Yes.
That is there. And then a post-dated check, it's a check that's written for a future date. So this check, we've already given it to somebody, we've already issued it, but it's dated 1 July 2018. So this 5,870, we did not record it this month on the bank account. So we are going to have no record of it because we are recording transactions for not 20 June, for the month ended 30 June. Right, we are good with that, Mos. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Check number 53 for 36,590 issued on the 5th of June 2018 to Dube dealers appears as correct as 36,950 in the bank statement. So what bank statement you wanna write, right? And the bank statement, this amount is 36,950. However, our bookkeeper in the business, no record delay 36,590. So this is an error, right? And remember, we do prepare bank reconciliations because we want to correct errors. So let's correct this error. We are gonna see, we're gonna say 36,950 minus 36,590. And Kikirele 360. Did anybody else get 360? And then the 360 added minus it. It's a check. So it means money was going out and we understated. We understated money that was going out. We were supposed to pay, we have paid, in fact, 36,950, Mara ihlahile re patetse 36,590. So we are gonna minus the 360 for that reason. So minus 360.
Could you explain how to for why do we minus it?
Are we still okay? Okay, no problem at all. So it's a check, ne? So it means we are making a payment. Mare re ntse phoso, ra re that payment was 36,590, but it was more. So we have to minus that additional amount, e re sa e minusang, which is 360. Do you see? So for example, if o patetse sharp, if you owe me 1,000 and you indeed pay me 1,000, but you make a mistake when you're recording and you say you paid me 100 rand, but you paid me 1,000, you'll still have to go and minus that 900 that's remaining. I guess.
1,000.
Yeah, so as an example, you owe me 1,000 and you indeed pay me that 1,000 usebenzisa your bank account. However, when you record, you leave out another 1 0 by mistake and you record who you paid me 100 rand. You're going to correct by going back and minusing the additional 900 difference to correct your mistake, so that you that's so that it shows where you paid me 1,000. So they're correcting their mistake by minusing the additional amount paid. Do we understand now?
So like 100.
Huh?
Like I get it. So I recorded 100. I guess. 100.
Yeah.
And then I'm supposed to, sorry, taking a 900. Isn't it supposed to be
Yeah.
plus?
No, you if you plus any amount, you are saying you received it. You didn't receive that 900. It got out of your bank account. Ne? So if you, okay, let's put into context and make an example. Let's make an example. Okay, you have 1,200 in your bank account. Okay, Tato is saying there's load shedding and that network is slow. It's not a problem. She'll watch the recording. Anyways, so you have 1,200 in your bank account, and then you pay me. You pay me 1,000, and you indeed pay me 1,000. 1,000 when you make the payment, let's say on your banking app, you correctly pay me 1,000. However, you make a mistake in your bank account and say you paid me 100 rand, which then shows how you have a balance of 1,900 of 1,100. And then later you this when I was doing my accounting, let's say you're a business, and so when you're doing your accounting, you realize, I made a mistake. That's why on my records, 1,100, but the bank says I don't have 1,100. I have less money. It's because I recorded this payment as 100 rand instead of 1,000. How are you going to correct that mistake? You're gonna correct it by minusing 900. It was a mistake, so that you are left with 200, and you are indeed left with 200. Do you see that?
Okay.
If you edit, let's make an example for when you edit. Enter. You have 1,200. No, I don't want to highlight that amount. You are left with 200. Okay, let me highlight it again. Sure. Let's make an example for if you minus it. You actually like minus it. I get to why in one like a highlight and sure. No. Highlight her down. No color. Anyways, so you have 1,200. You pay me 1,000, and on your bank account you make the right transaction and you pay me 1,000. However, when you record in your books, right, you make a mistake and you leave out another zero, and you paid me 100 rand, and then it shows that you are left with 1,100. But when you rectify a mistake, you add the 900 instead of minusing it. You add 900 instead of minusing it. And then your bank account then says you have 2,000. Which one is right? 2,000 or 200?
200.
200. So do you see why we minus it? Because it was a
Alright.
payment. We didn't give money. Instead, we paid money.
Okay, now I get it.
So now you get it. Happy that you get it. We minus it. If an amount is understated, we minus it. However, if an amount is overstated, when a payment is overstated, so for example, you owe me 100 rand in this case, not 1,000. You owe me 100 rand and you indeed me 100 rand. However, when you record in your records where it's apostle, you add an additional zero by mistake. And so the record is how di shorter 900. So that's when you're going to have to add back that 900 because it belongs to you. It was not paid to anyone. It's a mistake.
Okay.
So basically, so that I don't confuse you with too many statements, you can basically just note on your book, if it's understated, we minus. If a payment. What's that? Is it your school siren? You can just mute yourself until it's done so that it does not disturb class, and then you'll unmute yourself again when it's quiet. Anyways, when a payment is understated, we minus. When it's overstated, we add the difference. Okay, let's not confuse ourselves with that. You understand this and that's all it does. Let's move to the next one. Two separate deposits of 12,200 and 6,800 respectively made on 30 June do not appear in the June bank statement. So obviously this is going to be bank reconciliation statement. And then an amount of 14,200 was credited on the June bank statement. Upon investigation, it was discovered that this money was not meant to be credited to the account of undisputed traders. The bank will rectify this error. So we are basically done with the. Tell me, should we continue or do you have to go somewhere?
No, let's continue. I don't have to go anywhere. But then it's gonna be a little bit noisy.
It's gonna be a little bit
noisy.
Okay, you can always mute yourself name so that it does not disturb class. Please mute yourself. Okay. If you want to say anything, please type it instead in the chat box.
Okay, I'll do so.
So the balance here is 91,735. And then we're going to do 1.3 quickly in the next 30 minutes, which is the bank reconciliation statement. bank reconciliation statement on 30 June 2018. Let's add a table. Okay. Okay. From on when we do the bank reconciliation statement, so we're doing the table together. On here we have debit, and then in here we have credit. And then how do we start our bank reconciliation statement? I'm gonna go a bit. Okay, anyways, how do we start our bank reconciliation statement? We start with the balance as per bank statement. The balance as per bank statement. See what the balance was. Here they say credit balance as per bank statement, and it's unknown. And then anyways, when it's a credit balance, it's favorable. A credit bank statement balance favorable. Every time when you have a credit, you know, man, when you have a credit anywhere, it's good. It's with the bank statement, a credit balance is favorable. So let's write that credit balance as per bank statement. Credit balance as per bank statement, it's unknown, but we know it's going to be somewhere here. XXX. And then what's next? No, credit balance as per bank statement. Forgive me about that. Credit balance as per bank statement. Oh yeah, I did right. Then what do we do next? We always credit outstanding deposits, right? Why do we credit them? When we receive a deposit, obviously money increases and it's a credit. Credit balance as per credit outstanding deposits. Do we have any outstanding deposits? Let's look at them. The second last statement is two separate deposits of 12,600 and 6,800 respectively made 30 June 2018 do not appear in the June bank statement. So we are gonna add the 12,600 and the 6,800. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat box and I'll read it. So 12,600 and 6,800. Are we still cool?
Yes.
Okay. And then we debit. Actually, I'm gonna go down a bit. Yeah, I wanna go down. Good. And then we debit outstanding checks. Checks I debit on the bank statement because money is going out. We debit outstanding checks. Right, they're gonna be on the debit side. How many checks do we have? Remember, this check I'm reading here. Hey, but why is it not highlighting that check? I'm sorry, my highlighting looks a bit horrible, but check number 8202, it was issued on the 29th of June 2018 as a replacement. The check has not yet been presented to the bank. So it's outstanding. So we're going to have check number 82. Those it with the bank. So the first check is number 82. For how much? For 2,300. And then we have a check that was stating I don't remember any other check. Okay, a post-dated check. Yes, a post-dated check number 41 for 5,870 was issued on 31 March 2018, but dated 31 July 2018 to pay for the school fees of the owner's child. It's still outstanding. It has not been. This check, it was recorded on the 31st of March 2018. Okay, so when we wrote this check, remember kids, every time when we write a check, it's recorded in the journals. Every time we write a check, it's recorded in the cash payments journal. So which one on the 31st of March 2018, we recorded 5,870 in the cash payment journal. But it's dated 31 July 2018. So it's only going to be able to, I mean, the person enrolled check is only going to be able to fetch the money from the 31st of July 2018. So from March up until 31 July 2018, this check is going to appear on the bank reconciliation statement. Do you understand what I'm saying? Should I repeat? Please tell me if I should repeat in the chat box. Let me type this and then I'll repeat. 870. Let me see if you are saying anything in the chat box. Repeat. Okay, no problem. So I want to check in it. Let's highlight. I want to check it. Let me just highlight the dates quickly. Good. We're going to check in on the 31st of March 2018. So let's make a practical example. I write you a check on the 31st of March. As soon as I write a check and I transfer funds from my bank account, because again, when you write a check, you are basically instructing your bank. I am saying, if the check is for 5,870, I am instructing the bank to give you that 5,870. As soon as I write that check, no matter how it's dated when, even if it's dated in 2020, even if it's dated in 2008, as soon as as soon as I write the check, I record it in the cash payments journal. However, because the check is post-dated, they're not going to be able to fetch that money because it's rules. If a check is written 31 July 2018, 31 March 2018, on the 31st of March, you're not going to be able to take that cash. You're only going to take it on the date it's on the check. And in this case, the check was dated 31 July 2018. So in the reconciliation statement, up until ibadi 31 July, the check is gonna be recorded as outstanding. It's going to be recorded as an outstanding check until dated thing. Oh my gosh, what happened there? Let me remove that. outstanding out okay. This the March 2018. March, April. In April, no, in March, firstly, it's going to appear on the bank reconciliation statement as outstanding check. On April again, on May, on June, July, when in bit late, you will connect as outstanding check. But as soon as data thing is okay, you are going to record it as an outstanding check because it's outstanding. It cannot be claimed, but it has been issued. Tell me if you understand. You can type in the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself for a while, and then quickly mute yourself so that the commotion does not disturb us. You got it? Yeah. Basically, that's what happens if a check is post-dated. Let me tell you, unfortunately, I'm not on my phone, I'm on my computer. I have multiple grade 11 question papers. Sometimes they don't write the post-dated check as a student here. Have you seen the question paper, the bank reconciliation? Normally, the information be, yeah, the bank reconciliation statement last year. I'm sure you've seen that. On the information, they have bank reconciliation statement last month, I mean. On that bank reconciliation statement last month, there is always a check. You should look out for that. Also, we're going to do a question paper that is like that, so don't worry about it now. We're going to do it tomorrow. So, but yeah, what I want you to take from this class check until the date that's on the check. March, April, May, June, July. July because if it data day. Okay, let's move from that so that we're done by 8. Check number, what's next? Are those the only outstanding checks? Yeah, they're the only outstanding checks. And then what else do we correct? Let's see if there's anything. Let's read this statement. Where an amount of 14,200 was credited on the June bank statement. Upon investigation, so they gave us an amount of 14,200. The bank recorded 14,200 as if it was received by us. So upon investigation, it was discovered that this money was not meant to be credited to the account of Andiswa Traders. So they gave us 14,200 by mistake. That was supposed to be in their bank account of another entity. So they have to correct that error. So by credit like a mistake. So to correct the mistake, yeah, credit, we are gonna debit. So we are gonna debit amount wrongly credited. We are gonna debit, we are debiting it. Why? Debit amount wrongly credited. So we are debiting it because it was credited by mistake. So what you do on the right, you do on the left kind of vibe. We are correcting by debiting it. So we are gonna debit 14,200. By credit like a poso. So to correct that mistake, we are going to debit. Are you still okay? Let me see in the chat box. Please give me a thumbs up if you're still fine. Thumbs up. I see it. Thank you. I see you. And then question paper is done. To increase the table. I want to. I'm sorry about that. I want to add for singing. Okay, so we are done. We are done. So I don't want to distribute. I want to add this thing. And I also want to go down, but it's not allowed to. So please give me a few seconds to just fix that. Hello. Ooh, yes, here. Okay. Yeah, this is what I want. Okay, anyways, because my computer is now giving me a bit of an attitude. Are you still fine? Do you have any questions? You can unmute yourself and tell me if you have any questions.
I'm still fine.
Are you sure? Okay. That you are happy. If you are happy, I'm also happy. I want to, okay. So please calculate for me the after Mona we have balance. So the last column, yeah. Correct and tricks about correct. The last column, yeah. The last column where the bank reconciliation statement is the balance as per bank account. What was the balance account? How much did we find? Have you been writing more?
Yes, I have.
How much did we find as our balance per bank account? I see a 91,735. 91,735, and it was a debit, right? It's favorable. So debit balance as per bank account. And then the balance as per bank account was it was 91,735. So debit balance, how kopanya 2.3 plus 5,870 plus 2 plus 91,735, how much do you get?
114,505.
I'm just gonna write it here. So 114,105. That's right, ne?
No, 114,405.
Ne? For where do I get a different amount? Let me recalculate. So 2,300 plus 5,870 plus 4,200 plus 90 plus 91, 635. I get 1,105. Please recalculate.
Oh, okay.
Ugh. I'm so sorry about that. Let me just do this. Renali debit balances per bank. Amount wrongly credited was how much? 14,200. And then we debit balances per bank account. Debit balance as per bank account. We're recording it on the debit balance because it's a debit and it was 91,735, ne? Let me see. Yeah, 730.35. And then let's insert another below and below. Ta-da. Let's set another goal. And then if money 105, 114, 105, and then 114, 105. So this is the balancing amount. This is the balancing amount. I want to highlight it. Layout, home, highlighted to or you know, whatever. Okay, this is the balancing amount. So we're going to use that balancing amount, 104,000, 114,105, to find the balancing amount, which is credit as per bank statement. So you are going to do this by saying 114,105 minus this 6.8 and then minus 12.6. How much is that? Let me see. Let me also calculate 114,105 minus 12.6 minus 6.8. Did you also get 94,705? Yes, the balancing figure. Did you get the same?
Yes, I did.
Good. And we are done with bank reconciliation statement. It's all done.
Okay.
It
So
is
like
all done.
in the test, is there going to be like the credit balance as per bank statement, credit outstanding deposits? Are we gonna supposed to like label it, or is it going to be there already?
Yeah, credit balance. The credit balance is per bank statement. Majority of the time, it's the balancing figure. So you're gonna have to work on your credit side. Ufumana balance here, and then ufumana balancing figure. So you should know when you have to find the balancing figure. When you found the figure here, you minus this. Oh my gosh, I don't know how I deleted. What did I delete even? What was on the memo that I removed by mistake? Let me, yeah, this amount, deleted it by mistake. So you should know when you have worked out your debit side and of money balancing end, how do you find the balancing figure? That's what I was saying.
Okay.
I think before we end the session, we have 4 minutes. This was a long session. I'm tired. I want water. I'm gonna hop into the shower. So I think what was important on this question paper, the highlights of this question paper. Firstly, tell me, Ranang, is there any new thing that you learned that you didn't know?
The text, postdated text, and the stale check.
And the stale check. So I'm glad.
So the understated
You
and
end.
the overstated thing.
Wow, I'm glad and I'm proud of you. So we know how to account for a post-dated check, I guess. A
Eh,
post-dated check, on the creditors, on the cash payment journal, re ngotse neng ka di 31 tsa March. The person a re ngoletseng check o tlo lata tšhelete eo only ka di 31 tsa July and after that. And then so between March and 31st July, in the dates that are in between, this post-dated check it will hlaya on the bank reconciliation statement where here under bit outstanding checks until the dating is right. So ka June obviously in the about July, so yehle as an outstanding check. And then what about a check? A still check, we cancel it. So obviously when we had a check, we had a minus, we cancel it by having a plus.
plus,
The money.
and then we minus.
Okay, so this class is going to be available. It's going to be available on Facebook as a live. It's also going to be available on YouTube. So whenever you feel like there's something that you didn't hear correctly and you want to redo this question paper, you can always go and view it. Your class with Tapo, do you remember your class with Tapo ya geometry?
Yes. Hello. Hello.